Good morning. Good morning. We made it to Friday. Welcome or welcome back to Bookie Monsters. My name is PK. It is Friday, October 13th. Yes, Friday the 13th. But it's okay. It's okay. It was only really bad luck for the Templars, so we're going to be okay. We are going to be looking at new releases again today. We're going to be looking at some literary fiction, just to dabble, and then we'll probably be looking at more cozy mysteries. So let me turn this down. Hope you guys are doing okay. Good morning, Mary, and happy Friday. Good morning, Annalise. Hello, Friday the 13th. You're almost done with the day. You're in the afternoon. Beware. Indeed. All right, let me get rid of this banner. It's the safest day of the year. Good point. Good point. I hope your yesterday was good. And Mary, you're doing a show this weekend, aren't you? This is the busy season. All right. According to New in Books, these are the literary fiction that's coming out, just in case anybody is interested in regular fiction. I'm not so much. It's not my favorite. But we'll look. Burning with a Blue Flame by Sebastian Devereaux Russell. Looks like it's only available in Kindle. Pilot Elmer Darrell will get the jaunt of his life after he agrees to compete against race car driver Humboldt Bratka in the latest craze speed. As each man seeks to outdistance his past, their passions collide against a roaring background of speakeasies, masked balls, and jazz. Will Elm fall for the flapper turned wingwalker Zella? Will Bolt fall for the vamp race car driver Veronica? Or will something develop between them that leaves the women behind in a trail of dust? Find out as they fly from New York to Hollywood in a quest for fame, fortune, and romance. That is interesting. An interesting cover. You slept like a baby. Doing one if it doesn't rain. Right now, the odds aren't looking good. Yeah, it rained for 24 hours here. I think it's stopped right now, but everything is still wet. Well, I hope it is with your cold getting. Oh, yeah, for sure. All right. What We Kept to Ourselves by Nancy Juyun Kim. About a family search for answers following the disappearance of their mother. 1999. The Kim family is struggling to move on after their mother, Sunny, vanished a year ago. 61-year-old John Kim feels more isolated from his grown children, Anastasia and Ronald, than ever before. But one evening, their fragile lives are further upended when John finds the body of a stranger in the backyard, carrying a letter to Sunny, leaving the family with more questions than ever about the stranger's history and possible connections to their mother. 1977, Sunny is pregnant and has just moved to Los Angeles from Korea with her aloof and often absent husband. America is not turning out the way she had dreamed it to be, and the loneliness and isolation are broken only by a fateful encounter at a bus stop. The unexpected connection spans the decades and echoes into the family's lives in the present as they uncover devastating secrets that put not only everything they thought they knew about their mother, but their very lives at risk. Dual timeline. October in the Earth. Well, this was appropriately released by Olivia Hawker. Kindle Unlimited. In Depression-era Kentucky, a defiant wife embarks on an impulsive and liberating journey in a powerful novel by blah, blah, blah. Dell Wensley, wife of the most celebrated preacher in Harlan County, tries to mind her place until her husband's infidelity pushes an already strained marriage to a breaking point. Clinging to her last hope for self respect, Dell turns her back on the rigid life she's known. A coal train is rolling through the valley. With her eyes wide open to the unfamiliar and to the freedom she craves, Dell takes to the rails. Rumbling across America, Dell is soon drawn into a transient community among outcasts and finds a special friend in Louisa Trout. A nomadic single mother, Louisa teaches Dell the ways of the boxcars and promises to help her reach a migrant enclave where Dell can learn the skills she'll need to survive. But as they move forward together under desperate circumstances, even the closest of bonds threatens to break. With the depression taking its toll, Dell must gather her strength and faith. As she carries on toward one unknown after another, her life becomes a fulfilling, sometimes dangerous, and exhilarating adventure. But no matter the risks, it's a life that she alone controls. Mary says, got an email from the show people and reminded us the show is rain or shine. Yeah, you make that determination for yourself. I'm sure they're desperate for people not to back out, but if you don't have a tent, The Hive and the Honey by Paul Yoon. This one looks to be about novella length. A boy searches for his father, a prison guard at Sakhalin Island. In Barcelona, a woman is tasked with spying on a prize fighter who may or may not be her estranged son. A samurai escorts an orphan to his countrymen in the Edo period. A formerly incarcerated man starts a new life in a small town in upstate New York and attempts to build a family. Short stories. Meh. They tricked me. A family meal. This is the last one, and then we're going to go to cozies. By Brian Washington. Cam is living in Los Angeles and falling under the love of his life and falling apart after the love of his life has died. Kai's ghost won't leave Cam alone. His special visits wild, tender, and unexpected. When Cam returns to his hometown of Houston, he crashes back into the orbit of his former best friend TJ and TJ's family bakery. TJ is not sure how to navigate this changed Cam, impenetrably cool and self-destructing, or their charged estrangement. Can they find a way past all that has been said and left unsaid to save each other? Could they find a way back to be okay again, or maybe for the first time? So much angst. Give me a good murder. I know. Let's get back to murder. Sorry, I'm closing down some tabs we got here. All right. Jim McKinley. I finished the first two. I haven't I have the third, but I haven't started it yet. This is Sugar Plum Poisoned by Jen McKinley, 15th in the Cupcake Bakery series. It's Christmas time, and this holiday season, things are heating up for the bakers at Fairy Tale Cupcakes. When up-and-coming singing sensation Shelby Vaughn arrives in town for 2 weeks of concert dates, she hires her old friend Angie and the rest of the bakery crew to supply cupcakes for the VIP guest lounge every night. After overhearing Shelby in a heated argument with her manager, Mel is concerned, but she and the crew decide to make the best of their time working with the star. Just as the bakers fall into the rhythm of the job, Shelby's manager is found dead, clutching a bit of fabric from a Santa suit and a cupcake. With the bakery crew and Shelby's backup singers all dressed in similar Santa costumes, it's impossible to say who is the killer. When all suspicions lead back to Shelby, Mel and Angie stand up for their friend, determined to prove her innocence before she's frosted for a crime she didn't commit. That cover looks delicious. And I would say it is absolutely okay to have cupcakes for breakfast. I'm just, and I also say cupcakes are just a carrier for the frosting. That's just me. All right. The Case of the 66 Ford Mustang by Tom Meshery. Uh, Rovelli Brothers Mystery. When Victor and Vincent learned that their beloved older brother Mario murdered his girlfriend, Grace Connor, then committed suicide, the twins set out to prove the Oakland Police Department is wrong. Mario must be vindicated and the family honor must be preserved. Victor again takes on the principal detective duty. Vincent agrees to work the Rovelli brothers' used car business with the understanding that he is ready at any time to help his twin. With all the evidence pointing to Mario's guilt, Victor must trust his instincts. He is helped by his girlfriend Dyla Agbo, a one-time member of the Black Panthers. Together, they are led in many desperate directions. On his quest for the truth, Victor is haunted by the ghosts of his brother Mario and his girlfriend, whose unspoken message of grief frightens and motivates him. Will Victor learn the truth of Mario's death even as Dyla's life is threatened? I would say that's kind of a dad mystery. But if you're looking for dad mysteries, Danger in Death Valley. Sorry, coffee's required. Looking at books is thirsty work. I'm in the mood for me too. I'm in the mood for frosting. I'm always in the mood for frosting. All right, Death in Death Valley by PC James and Catherine Michael. It's only 46 pages. Look at the cover. We're moving on. It's Friday. We ain't got no time to look at 46-page books. That's like an outline for a book. This one is 87 pages. Look at the cover. Secrets and Storms, Another Murder by Krista Nardi. 8th in a series. And we're moving on. The Alchemist of Monsters and Mayhem by Gigi Pandian. Did we look at this one under fantasy? Don't recall it. Murder in a Conservatory of Carnivorous Plants, Bewitching Topiary Terrors, a sabotaged tea shop. Can Zoe untangle the truth before someone close to her takes the blame? Alchemist Zoe Faust is no stranger to magical mayhem, but when her boyfriend's new tea shop is vandalized and his special tea blends stolen, she plunges into a baffling mystery to save him. The clues lead Zoe and her gargoyle sidekick, Dorian, to an eerie mansion high in the Portland Hills, filled with creeping carnivorous plants and enigmatic topiary monsters. When they stumble across a corpse in the conservatory that appears to have been killed by sinister shrubbery, an estranged member of the family is implicated in the murder. Can Zoe use her alchemical skills to catch the real killer while navigating crafty alchemists and killer plants? That would ruin a day. See, I don't have a green thumb at all. I kill plants. They don't kill me. Whoa. That's an interesting cover. See Jane Dance, a West River mystery by Jolene Stratton Philo. Third in the West River Mysteries. It's New Year's Day in the small town of Little Missouri, South Dakota, and Jane's year is already off to an eventful start. She begins the day with the discovery of a body, setting off a murder investigation that will test the limits of her courage. Soon she's juggling not only murder, but also the addition of 4 squirmy kindergartners to her lively country school classroom. Thanks to weekly square dance lessons paid for by her mother, the town switchboard operator, and the school janitor in an effort to kickstart her romantic life, she's also fending off eligible bachelors right and left. As the snow piles up and the town gossip hits a feverish pitch, Jane and the sheriff must race against time to find a killer who's dancing too close for comfort. That sounds very cozy. In Dog's Image by Neil S. Plackey. I actually am acquainted with this author via online. 17th in series. I apologize though if you're watching. I've not read your books. I'm not a huge cozy reader. but the cover looks adorable. Uh, Join Steve Levitin and Lily Weinstock as they navigate the treacherous waters of wedding planning in Dog's Image, a captivating blah, 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 blah. Amidst disagreements over guest lists, menu selections, and even wedding attire, their impending nuptials face more than just typical hurdles. The real challenge emerges with the mysterious demise of a prominent gallery owner. Yeah, that takes more attention. Lily finds herself entangled in a web of intrigue when she is asked to identify esteemed artists who graced an event she photographed 2 decades ago. As shadows of the past resurface, the couple's wedding concerns pale in comparison to the enigma unfolding before them. That word is popping up a lot. Lily digs deep into her memories. Steve scans the dark web for details about a crime that went unpunished, and Rochester sniffs out clues to help them both bring justice. Hits and misses. 70 pages. This is by Aaron Scoggins in The Wedding Crashers Mystery. Take a look at the cover. Very nice. We're moving on. It's Friday. Gotta keep moving. To Conjure a Killer. We had dogs in the last one. We have a cat on this one. A fourth in the Witch Cats of Cambridge series by Clea Simon. It's kitten season in Cambridge, and the results can be murder. Becca Colwyn is coming home from her job at Charm and Cherish when she sees a tortoiseshell kitten run down an alley leading to a dead body. Cats will do that. The cat did it. As a connection between Becca and that corpse is confirmed, Becca comes under suspicion and is dragged into a cyberware scandal thanks to her cheating ex, Jeff. The unfaithful computer geek and his high power investor were working on stealth software designed to record and transmit personal data, a new form of spyware that would be of interest to everyone from the police and security agencies to cybercriminals. And when Jeff's former girlfriends and colleagues approach her, Becca finds the police aren't the only ones watching her. Meanwhile, Becca is sheltering the little tortie who seems to have some powers of her own, much to the dismay of her 3 resident cats. These powers may help Becca discern friend from foe, solve the murder, and clear her name with the help of her mystical feline friends. It's a cute cover. I don't do cats solving mysteries. The Mystery of the Charred Bones by Katie Upton, second in the Daisy Day mysteries. That sounds a little darker. Enter a world where ancient warrior ghosts appear and disappear without warning, and history's mysteries transcend time. Meet Daisy, an intrepid anthropologist facing her greatest challenge yet. Okay, interested anthropologist. Ancient relics resurface, setting the stage for a puzzle spanning generations. When these remains land at Daisy's feet on her home turf of Boston, she's drawn into a sinister riddle. Were these the bones of a Viking king? And why were their bones buried with him? Otherworldly clues lead to more questions, and soon a malevolent killer emerges, stopping at nothing to obtain those bones. Daisy's thirst for truth and justice intensifies as she seeks to unmask the puppeteer behind the strings before more lives perish. But there's one thing she's sure of: the remains would rewrite history. I would wish for a better cover. That just looks too horror-ish. And we got another dog on the cover. A Fair Isle Murder by Anne Yost, fourth in the Bait and Stitch Cozy Mysteries. Mackinac Island between Michigan's Upper and Lower Peninsulas. Hattie Latinen and the ladies of the Red Jacket Knitting Circle have come to Mackinac Island to help Kay Preston launch a yarn shop in her pharmacy. But their plans for a Fair Isle knitting workshop take a backseat when the groom from an island dream wedding turns up dead from a lethal bee sting, or so it appears. It turns out that the groom, Chad Cadwallader, aka Chad the Cad, had dumped Hattie's cousin, Ellie Risto, just 4 weeks prior. Now, Ellie was the only witness to his death, a fact that even Hattie finds suspicious. A traumatized Ellie told the police the victim told her to get the EpiPen out of his pocket to inject in his thigh, which she did. He died anyway, a circumstance that looks more than a little suspicious to Island Police Chief Huck Winter, who discovers a fully loaded and functional dispenser on the ground. Convinced that Chad's demise comes out of something in his past, Hattie uses the opportunity to investigate Chad's 4 ex-fiancés. Just when Hattie thinks she's on the right track, a second murder occurs. Rolo Hoop's death, Rolo Hoop, doesn't make any sense, and Hattie has to go back to the drawing board. Publisher's note: you don't need to be a knitter to enjoy this series, etc. Unfortunate names. But that's part of the fun, right? A Toast of Murders, seventh in the Heart Times Cozy Mysteries. This one is 124 pages. Pretty cover. Book 7. Moving on. A Case of Mistaken Identity by Julie Ecker. 165 pages. This is second in the Alaska Campground Cozy Mysteries. Camping is still murder. We're going to zip through these. You can probably tell. We're zipping through these. Oh, this was 44 pages. Murder at the Retreat by Daisy Landish, a Mike and Maddie mystery. Beat it to death. Hey guys, beat it to death. And it's 267 pages. And it's Kindle Unlimited. Woohoo! Okay, let's look at this one. Bead artist Lilius Ruiz's life is falling apart. Returning home from an ordinary tour of craft fairs, she opens her locked and alarmed house to find the dead body of a man she has never seen before lying on her living room floor. And she's going to have to clean it up. She has to come home and clean up. Things then go from bad to worse thanks to a lack of diligence from the police. Her home is ransacked and destroyed. She receives threats and demands for something which she has no idea what is, and finally is regarded as a high-level drug dealer by the FBI. She is not alone. Well, beads, of course, the connection. She's not alone, though. Her best friend is a cutthroat attorney. She is joined on the craft show circuit by her college-age nephew on the run from an unwanted basketball scholarship. The local police detective, whom she nicknamed after a dog owned pretty much pretty much believes her, and a local retired contractor undertakes the repair of her vandalized house. On the other side, though, a distressingly handsome FBI agent believes she is guilty and goes to great lengths to prove it. Almost overwhelmed in the face of such odds, Lilius perseveres while doggedly maintaining her innocence, though it comes perilously close to ending her life. And that was a good one to end on, guys. Oh, yeah. What fun. Indeed. Don't you just hate that? Dead bodies in the middle of the room, you don't even know them, and you come home to it. It's something that you have to deal with when all you wanna do was get in your pajamas and relax after being at a craft show. Man, people, so rude. Well, that's all we have time for this week to look at. Hopefully, there were some interesting things in there for you. I know there were a couple interesting things for me to check out further, and that's why we do it, so that we are constantly on the look for new authors, new books to try, and so forth. Maybe new genre to try if something looks somewhat interesting. But always, it's just the step to say, let me find out a little bit more about this book. If it sounded intriguing, then take a look and read a couple paragraphs, a few pages to see if that's something you are interested in adding to your TBR. I thank you guys very much for coming. I appreciate you so much. Announcements: we will have sprints tomorrow afternoon, Saturday afternoon. starting at 1 p.m. Mountain Time, my time, because I'm in Montana, 3 p.m. Eastern Time for those who tell time by Eastern times. Hope everyone has a great weekend. Stay safe, read, and beat up a storm. Indeed. I plan to read up a storm, do a lot of crochet, take care of Kyo, take some naps. Those are my goals. If anything else happens, it's frosting on the cupcake. Now I really want a cupcake. Anyway, TGIF. It's Friday the 13th, but who cares? Have a wonderful day. Be blessed. Stay warm if you're in a cold place. Drink lots, etc., etc. All the good things. Thank you so much. Have a good day. God bless.